Hi, boys and girls. This is Ms. Kathy. I'm so happy you've joined me today for another story just for you. Sammy's favorite people. This must be Abraham Lincoln. Sammy Tan just stood there with his hands folded and a big smile on his face. How did you create these little people? Pastor Hill asked. Pastor Hill, the pastor at their church, was one of the judges for the science and art fair at Sammy's school. He was looking closely at Sammy's project. Sammy pointed to the small figures on the table. They are Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, and Theodore Roosevelt. I carved them out of soap. Then I used shoe polish to paint their faces and clothes. In social studies, we've been learning about American history. And your project is about great presidents, Pastor Hill finished for him. You did a good job, Sammy. Pastor Hill wrote on his pad of paper and went on to look at the other projects. Sammy sighed and relaxed a little. He knew that his carved people weren't perfect. Hey, carving soap isn't easy, he said to himself, and it's even harder to color the faces and clothes, but I think it's fun. The truth was, the only figure anyone could recognize was Abraham Lincoln, and only because of his hat. Hey, Chris whispered from his place in front of his poster. How did you do? Sammy shrugged. I don't know. He liked the people I carved, but I think he liked Maria's globe better. Pastor Hill and the other judges walked around in the school gym. They went from one project to the next, asking questions and making notes. Then they sat together to decide which project would win the prizes. Okay, everyone, Mrs. Peterson said a few minutes later from the stage. We're ready to announce the winners. I have the decision of the judges in my hands. Third prize goes to... Sammy held his breath. It doesn't matter if I win or not, he told himself. Third prize goes to Pete Wolski. Sammy joined in the loud clapping as Pete went up to get his white ribbon. Mrs. Peterson shook Pete's hand. Good job on your rocket model, Pete. Then she looked back at her list. Now for second prize. Sammy kept talking to himself. I enjoyed making my soap people, and I'm glad I did it even if someone else wins the prizes. Second prize goes to Angela Jackson. Everyone clapped as Angela went up for her red ribbon. Angela's collection of leaves was well done. Good work, Angela. Mrs. Peterson turned to pick up the blue ribbon. Now for the first prize winner. Sammy closed his eyes. The first prize goes to Maria Vargas and her world globe. Sammy clapped and cheered with everyone as Maria ran to the stage. He felt a little disappointed, but not too much. I knew you would win, Sammy told Maria later when he was packing his soap figures back into the box. That globe was a great idea. Thanks. I really like your soap people, Maria said. Will you show me how to carve soap like that sometime? Sure, if you'll show me how to do papier-mâché. Hey, Sammy, Dee Dee called from the door. Your grandmother and my mother are waiting in the van. They said to tell you to hurry. For a second, Sammy was confused. Oh, yeah, we're supposed to help at the soup kitchen for homeless people tonight. I'll see you later, Maria. In the van, Sammy sat next to his grandmother. You did very well, Sammy, she said. Well, I'm not that good at soap carving, Sammy admitted, and I'm not too good at painting, but I still like my people better than anything else at the fair. I like them best too, Grandmother Tan said, and I think we like them best for the same reason. Why? She smiled. Because you made them. Sammy smiled all the way to the kitchen. He helped stir the soup and put out the bowls as the hungry people came in. Hey, Sammy, Dee Dee whispered, see that guy, the one who looks like a pirate? He looks mean, doesn't he? He sure does, Sammy agreed, seeing his scowling face and dirty clothes. Is he dangerous? Dee Dee laughed. No, he's really a nice person. He fixed a flat tire for us one night out on the street. She waved at him, and he smiled back. Sammy watched the line of people coming in. A woman wearing at least 3 coats mumbled to herself. A man who looked as though he hadn't ever taken a bath stumbled and fell against the wall. Do you know all of these people? He asked Dee Dee. Not all of them, Dee Dee answered, but a lot of them come in every week. Sammy was amazed. Why? I know they don't have any place to live. I know some have lost all their money and everything, but aren't they trying? Don't they want to live in a real house again with their families? Dee Dee shrugged. I guess some of them don't. This is where they have lived for years. Sammy watched the dirty man stumble up and get his bowl of soup. Then why do you keep helping them? Dee Dee's mom had been listening. Because they need help, Sammy. But if they don't even care about helping themselves, why bother, Sammy asked. They'll just be here tomorrow. Mrs. Adams shrugged. Jesus asked us to take care of the poor and the hungry, and these people are hungry. Sammy was still not sure. I don't know why God keeps loving people who don't even care about themselves. His grandmother spoke up. Sammy, I'm surprised. You, of all people, should know that. Sammy raised one eyebrow and shrugged. Even if these people have made a mess of their lives, Grandmother Tan continued, even if they're not the best workers or fathers or mothers, God still loves them. After all, He made them. Sammy thought about his soap people. I see. I like my soap people best, even if they aren't perfect, because I made them. God loves all people, even if they aren't perfect, because He made them. He looked at Mrs. Adams. You're right. God created these people. Let's help Him take care of them. And he went to get more bowls. Questions. Number 1. Does your school have a science or art fair this year? What project will you do? Number 2. Have you tried soap carving? It's fun, but be sure an adult shows you how to do it safely. Number 3. How do you feel about things you have made? Do you like them better because you created them? Number 4. God loves all people because He created us in a special way. He made us like Him.
The story you have heard today is from the Shoebox Kids Bible Stories, written by Jerry D. Thomas and used with permission from the Pacific Press Publishing Association. If you're interested in any other books published by the Seventh-day Adventist Church, please visit AdventistBookCenter.com or call 1-800-765-6955.
This podcast is a production of the Carolina Conference of the Seventh-day Adventist Church.